Okay, so this vlog obviously is from Paris. It's Easter Sunday. That's the Arc de Triomphe there behind me in the background, as you can see. And weather here is smashing. Over just for a few days. It's Easter weekend, so we came over on Thursday evening, Thursday night after work, and we've had Friday, Saturday, and today Sunday. And we're back home then to Ireland tomorrow. We've had a great break. I absolutely love foreign travel. I love Paris, especially because it was the first city that I actually ever visited outside of Ireland when I was a young man. I was only 24 and I went off on my travels to Paris, and I've just been in the particular place in Paris where I visited back in 1987, I think it was, and I think I was around about 24 at the time. Hope the audio on this is alright, because there's a lot of noise around here, but it's such a good and such an iconic place to do a vlog from that I would regret it if I didn't do it. And so today we were up in Montmartre, which is an iconic and famous place for artists and musicians and so on, and we did a walking tour, so it was really good. We saw where Picasso worked and lived. We saw where Van Gogh lived with his brother as a penniless painter when he came here to France, to Paris first. And Montmartre is well known for artists and so forth, because apparently the light up there is so good. So we saw a vineyard as well, and the Basilica Sacré-Cœur. Yesterday then we were in the left bank, the Latin Quarter. The Latin Quarter is a lovely area, beautiful old area. It's not like Paris itself, but it is one of the oldest, most historic parts of Paris, because that's where the first Parises or Parisians actually settled, on near the island there, the Ile. So we also visited the Louvre yesterday, and obviously we've seen the Arc de Triomphe, which is just behind us. We're staying close by, and the Eiffel Tower. As I said, I like foreign travel. I love getting abroad when I get the opportunity. This is the first time in over 2 years, I think, since COVID came into Ireland, that I've been able to go anywhere outside of Ireland. I've been in Ireland a few weekends away and so on, but there's something special about foreign travel, about travelling abroad, about the different cultures, about the different beers, the different ways of organising society and so on. So really enjoy it, and the weather is fabulous, and so that's really it. This vlog, I suppose, there's a certain element of self-indulgence about it. I've taken a lot of photographs, I've taken a lot of little videos as well that I've posted on Instagram, but if nothing else but posterity and for my own records, I simply want to make a vlog, some sort of a vlog anyway, from a place like this. I mean, it's at the top of the Champs-Élysées. Champs-Élysées is just over there. It's a superb, stunning street that spans between, I think, the Arc de Triomphe here behind me and Place de la Concorde. So it's a super street, a lot of entertainment on it, a lot of busking and breakdancing and all sorts of stuff. It's really good crack, good fun. It's an expensive city, but it's well worth visiting. And the weather at the moment happens to be great. As I said, this is self-indulgent to a certain extent, and it is going to be a record, I suppose, for me, for my family, and perhaps even for my kids in years to come when I'm long gone. The funny thing about Paris though, and I thought that I wouldn't have any great interest in coming back, because I first came here when I was 24 back in 1987, I think. I also came here then on my honeymoon when we got married in, when did we get married? 1990, I think. And I thought I wouldn't have any great interest in coming back, but I've read a lot of books in the last 3, 4, 5 years, and I've had Paris always seems to feature in those books, even though I read a lot of classical books, Victorian books. Paris always seems to feature, and even the likes of The Talented Mr. Ripley, or various other books, autobiography, or a biography rather, not an autobiography, a biography of Napoleon, the Emperor, Napoleon I. Paris obviously features of huge significance in all of those books. So that kind of stimulated and spurred my desire to come back, and I'm glad I have come back, and have really enjoyed it. Foreign travel, as I say, is something that everybody should try and avail of if they can. I know it's not that easy, and it can be expensive and so on, but there's a lot to be said for travelling, and there's a lot to be said for foreign travel, especially because it does open up your mind to various thoughts and ways and systems of thinking and systems of doing things. Now, there is one other thing that I want to raise, and that is the question of a system of managing knowledge, smart note-taking, called the Zettelkasten, which I'm going to do a video about. Zettelkasten is an interesting phenomenon, interesting system, first popularized by a German sociologist called Niklas Luhmann, and he was an absolutely prolific sociologist. Excuse me. He produced 70 books in his lifetime and something like 80 professional peer-reviewed papers. So that's a phenomenal output, and the reason and the way that he could do that was through a system of organizing his knowledge called Zettelkasten. Zettelkasten means slip box. It's a box of slips or notes or cards on which he would make permanent notes of stuff that he was learning, and he would then link those notes and stimulate and prompt new thinking and generate new ideas from existing knowledge, from adding new notes to existing knowledge when he was reading books and so on, and coming and learning stuff, learning new ideas. So Zettelkasten, it's something I'm going to do a video about. If you want to actually maximize your knowledge, if you want to extract the most optimum results from your reading of non-fiction books to do with learning and knowledge acquisition, then Zettelkasten is something that you should consider. I will do a further video, more detailed video about Zettelkasten and how I'm operating it, how I actually implement it now in my daily life, and how I intend implementing it going forward with every morsel of new knowledge that I acquire from books or newspapers or magazines or videos or wherever. And it's a system of knowledge management and smart note-taking. That's something I'll come back to. For this video, I'm going to put a lot of videos, shorter videos in that I have shot over the last few days, and I'm going to put in a lot of photographs. And as I say, there is a huge element, I suppose, of self-indulgence in it, because I'm doing it not just for you, quite frankly, but for me. And that's just, I don't have any great apology about that, quite frankly, because I think it's important that we record things in our life and that we derive great pleasure from. Anyway, I'll just leave that there now. So Easter Sunday 2022, the Arc de Triomphe, and this is, I think, Place d'Étoile Charles de Gaulle or something. So yeah, Place Charles de Gaulle, Easter Sunday 2022.
Mangiamo una baguette adesso.
Go to the Latin neighborhood, okay?